Like, you know how I would have that big light on me?
Yeah, like a inmate light.
No, like the light of shining of God. Like an angel's bestowed upon me. By the way, you didn't notice how, we gotta start dressing up for our show, Byron.
Do what?
We gotta start dressing up. We gotta start elevating the show, baby. So I need you to start wearing your suit.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear a suit, all right. I'm gonna elevate it. I'm gonna show up booty butt naked. How about that?
That would be dangerous. This is a PG show. All right, we are streaming live. All righty, live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. But we are the Jersey Boys from Amboy. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, where we talk everything NFC East, Giants, and all around the NFL. Please don't forget to subscribe on all of your channels for the Sportscast. Subscribe to on YouTube. We have a playlist for the Jersey Boys. You can see a lot of our other shows that are on the show. In fact, we have Joey Bag of Donuts. He has his own show going on. We'll talk to him in a little bit. You could sign up on us on Spotify, Twitter, on your smart speaker. Please go to YouTube, go to Sportscast, hit the subscribe button, smash it, hit the notification. You'll know every time we're online. And then you can hear us online in your car. You can hear us on your podcast. And we do a lot of interesting things while the NFL isn't going on. Particularly, we go through the mock draft. We go through the depth charts of the Giants. And then we talk around the league depending on our guests. Like today, we have a guest who's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So, we'll talk about a little bit about Pittsburgh. So once in a while, we'll have Dolphin fans come in and we'll make fun of them and talk about the Dolphins. And then we'll go from there. But please don't forget that we have our own podcast on Apple. It's called the Jersey Boys Sports Talk. Purple. You'll see the sign behind me. Just see that. Hit notifications. You'll be able to hear it in the car. You call in. We always welcome our guests to call in. We had somebody I like a shout out to the NFC Trash Talk on Facebook. One of the people there wanted to come and join our show. I asked them, please, they're more than welcome. Just send me a bio. Byron, you didn't want to introduce me to there. They wanted to join our show. I sent it out to them. So come on in. NFC Trash Talk. You will be willing to go. He's like, I figure it's a Jersey boy in Florida. He didn't make no comment about a Jersey boy in Pennsylvania. But anyways.
Whoa. I'm from New Jersey, man. Come on.
I'm a Jersey boy living in Florida.
Well, you don't count, though. You're
a Jersey boy living in Pennsylvania. That's worse. Like you're like in the boonies. At least I'm in a city.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm in a city. You want to see my city?
Not really.
Yeah, because you're going to be jealous.
No, sir.
Yes, you will. You got to come down, Byron. You and your wife come down and stay with us for a weekend.
Yeah, it's too hot, man.
Oh, stop, man. You're complaining it's hot there now. It's beautiful. Right now here, it's beautiful today.
I don't do heat.
All right, so let's get right into it. All right, so Byron, you sent me another email, right? And I have
a whole bunch of stuff.
I have not had a chance to do it, but
did you check your email? Did you check your text at least?
Oh, now it's on text too?
Well, I did text and email.
Oh God, man. Okay.
Anyway, I don't even here. I'm gonna talk to my man Joey right here.
Well, can I just go to the email? Wait, first of all,
this pertains to some of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Though.
Well, let's hold on to Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna introduce Joe in a second.
All right, go ahead.
Is there why did something you got the mock draft 4.0? You said you only sent me one. You only sent me one thing. Oh, you put combined? Did you?
Yeah, look at that. Woo! High tech.
Oh my God, he's growing. Byron Jones is growing up.
I have learned instead of cut and paste, I've learned cut and paste, and I've learned to type with 2 fingers instead of just 1.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. It saves me all the work that I got to do as if I ain't got enough work to do. All right,
you'll be all right, man. Stop complaining.
All right, this is cool. I still got to paste it somewhere else. So I'm gonna look at that. All right, hold on a second. So
and the text I sent you too.
Hold on. I mean, I gotta look at this. Joey, did you hear what he's saying? He's sending it to me by every means possible. So I gotta look at every freaking
smoke
thing.
Signal is next.
Instead of just going to Google Docs, Joey, and putting it in there and making it easier for me.
Oh my God, nothing's easy.
This text is just today?
There's too much technology. It's not his fault. There's too many things.
Dude, come on. Google Drive is just one technology. He's using 15 of them.
Dude,
Oh
I'm
my-
sick. I'm
All right,
sick.
so
I'm
you got
60
some
years
stuff in
old.
here.
Man. I just got rid of AOL. Come on, really.
You got too much stuff in here, so you're gonna have to talk about the text. This text is so long.
It's not that long, man. It's a couple things.
And then you talk about particular type of owners, so I don't want to really get into that. All right, so we got that going. All right, let's go here. So now, welcome to our show. Also, Joey Bag of Donuts. Joey, why don't you tell us a little bit about your show? And you know, Joey, what's your show on?
I have a show called The Donut Bag, and it is mostly about Pittsburgh sports. Just mostly about the Steelers covered. There's always something going on in football, so I'm usually talk football Steelers once a week. And yeah, it's mostly Pittsburgh stuff.
And Joey, you live in Pittsburgh, right?
I do. Yep.
Yeah, I want to go there. I heard it's a beautiful place.
Oh yeah, you got to visit. It's underrated. It's not that big of a city, but it's very nice.
Everyone I've talked to has told me it's really nice.
They got that famous sandwich place. I can't think of the name.
Permanentes.
There you go, my man.
They put
What's
the
name of
fries
it?
and the coleslaw right in the sandwich.
What's the name of
Giant
it?
sandwich.
What's the name of it?
Permanente Brothers.
Permanente Brothers. Yeah, Byron knows the sandwich place.
Come on, man. Come on. Of course.
All right, so look, let's get into it right off the bat. All right, so Byron, you sent me a whole bunch of stuff, but let me just ask a few questions that I saw this today. Today was real tough for me because I'm off. I take off tomorrow. I don't work on Good Friday, so I had to get a lot of stuff done today. And I literally just got off the phone before I got on here on my business. So, but anyways. Any truth to? I was hearing that we're trying to get the receiver from Buffalo, Thompson, Andre Thompson. Is it
Who?
Andre? Who's a major
The only
receiver?
big receiver there is Stephon Diggs. Is it Stephon Diggs?
No, there was somebody they mentioned something on a Twitter thing. It was like,
Nah, that's not
Andre Hopkins. Where's Andre Hopkins?
Oh, the Cardinals.
They say we were trying to get Andre Hopkins.
Why?
You don't want him.
You don't want him.
Okay, then I must have got it wrong. Then it's somebody else.
But I mean, it would make sense because he's a star receiver, but still, you don't want him. I think he's old.
All right, let me see if I can find what I got. All right, well, I just want to see if there's any truth to that. Number one, and then number two, I wanted to ask is that you see that? But we can get into that later. Let's talk about Tyreek Hill and his decision on wanting to retire. Dumb moves going to the Dolphins. But all right, so Byron, where do you want to start with your I don't even know what gadget to open up to figure out what to look at.
Well, it's just quick with the text. With the text, it pretty much is that Daniel Jones is in Arizona working out with all those guys.
That I
Bellinger, Paris Campbell, Saquon Barkley's down there. It's just a whole bunch of the guys. They say, you know what? Let's go down here and meet up. And let's get ready. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Here, Tyrod Taylor is there. Isaiah Hodgins is there. David Sills, Behringer, Barkley, Paris Campbell, Sterling Shepard is there, and Lawrence Kager is there, and Colin Johnson. And
okay, so I see that you have training in Arizona. That's the one from today. That says March 17th, though.
Well, no, April 17th is when the voluntary minicamp starts.
So I see training in Arizona before voluntary start. Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, Isaiah Hopkins, wide receiver, David Sills, wide receiver, David Bellinger, good, tight end, Saquon Barkley, awesome, Paris Campbell, wide receiver, Sterling Shepard, wide receiver, and Lawrence Cager. Training. Okay, so who do you think coordinated that?
Daniel.
That's awesome, man. That means they're hungry.
Guess
let
what?
me tell you something, but you got to admit that having Saquon with Daniel there sets a precedence with everybody else, though, because there's the superstars on that team.
Yeah, but the key thing is that the guy that they just traded for, Waller, the tight end, he's not there. Well, maybe he might come later or whatever, but he's not there. But he should also be there, to get ready for the season with Daniel Jones, because he's going to be a big part of the offense.
He should be there more than anybody else because he's new and
But
needs to get used to everybody.
But you know
Yeah.
what happens? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt because maybe he's new and he's still making his arrangements for the move and doing all that stuff. So like,
And I
just
think
to
he
get
just
up-
got married too. I think he
Yeah,
just
so-
got married before he got traded too.
yeah. So just to get up and go, you know, I don't think a guy is going to want to go to a team that's you know, the Giants are the Giants. It's not like, you know, we're not Cowboy fans. We're not rooting already. Hey, we're Super Bowl bound and so forth. But we see the trajectory is going in the right direction. Number one, them doing this is the right trajectory. But that's Dable too. Dable's instilling that in them, right? And then now Daniel getting that contract, he needs to do it. What's funny is, and I don't want to get into this too much, is this is what Aaron Rodgers should be doing. You know,
Well, first, Aaron Rodgers got to figure out what team he's going to play for.
He's gonna go to
We got to
Jets.
start there first.
my money is guaranteed he's going to the Jets. It's just a matter that he should act like it then. I mean,
But they also, this week, they were talking about the other surprise team was the San Francisco 49ers.
that would be a big move, though.
That's him going home. And what is it going to cost them? The only thing with them is that they don't have, they said that they don't have a first and second round pick. So
Yeah.
they say they do have a whole bunch of third round picks, and then next year they have a first round. So
But the sad part, that would be
happen.
the sad part. That would be typical of Aaron Rodgers. Like it's sad for a guy like Aaron Rodgers, and you know I've liked Aaron Rodgers, but over the last 2.5 years, my I don't like him. Like, you know what I mean? He's like he's going into the ending of his career. And not that he cares whether Victor Orocho likes him or not, but there's way more people that I've talked to that don't like him more now than they did before, right? And there's some people who never liked him. But I was a fan of his. I still think he's a good quarterback, but I'm not liking him. So, like, you know, for him to go out, I want to play for the Jets, go to Jets, and even inkling of going to San Francisco is indicative of the type of person that guy is, you know? So, and he doesn't care. He's worth millions of dollars. But bottom line is that's the deal. I'm excited that the Giants are doing it. You just said here that the Giants also signed center JC. What are your thoughts from Pittsburgh? So
That's why I wanted Joey, my man, to say something about this. We just signed the center.
Talk to me about the center we signed from you.
Oh, JC Hassenauer.
Is he any good?
Okay. Oh, he went to the Giants. Good. He's a good backup. He's someone that you know, if you need him for, you know, if somebody gets hurt, you need him for the rest of the game, you need him to play 1 or 2 games, you're okay. If he's your starter all the time, you're in trouble. But he's a good backup.
So basically, he's just a backup guy.
He's a backup guy.
So in other words, our left guard that we want to be playing left guard.
Rederson is going to, the left guard is going to be the center. And then the other kid from North Carolina that played last year is going to be the left guard. So I guess the guy that just got from Pittsburgh is going to be the backup to the backup center.
Right. Well, we may just see that he's the backup. Maybe they're still preparing to get the starting center, right? And now we have a backup. That wouldn't hurt, right?
Yeah, but
so
the only
if he
starter,
deliver like Joey's saying, then if we can get a starting center, then we'd be fine.
yeah, but the only place they're going to get a starting center from is the draft.
Yeah.
That's
the reason why I don't understand why, like, there's so much need for linemen now, right? In every team. And they're still not drafting the linemen, right? And the linemen, as you can see, they're hard to get in a trade because people don't want to trade their linemen because they need them together for a while. You know what I mean? You're going to trade a lineman as a backup. You're going to trade starter. You try not to trade starter offensive linemen because you need that continuity. And again, you know, historically, linemen stay with teams. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it could be many reasons, but they stay with teams. So we got to figure out something. But think about look at all the teams that need lines. I mean, the Bucks need a line. Don't you agree that the Bengals still need a line?
Yeah,
that's a dangerous team. If with a guy that good,
Pittsburgh needs a line.
They do.
I mean, we can keep going down the list. We keep saying the line is getting depleted, right?
Yeah, but when you're a kid growing up, what do you want to play? You want to play quarterback, wide receiver, now as edge rusher, linebacker. or cornerback. You never hear of any kid, hey, I want to play left tackle. You don't hear.
Well, you don't.
Well, it depends on if you're a big dude.
Yeah, you're right. A kid doesn't say he wants to play left tackle, but if you're already a big dude, you want to play left tackle because you get paid. Like left tackles get paid the most, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So and that's because of thanks to Lawrence Taylor. And then thanks to Michael Orr, right?
But hey, if you're 6'9",
right? I mean, that's what happened. Right?
If you're a big
was
dude,
built on the left tackles wanting to get paid.
If you're a big dude, and you're like 6'9", 350 pounds, you're not going to be a wide receiver or something.
Well, no,
offensive line is your only.
You also
roots.
don't have to be 6'9". You could be 6'3", 6'4". Just be a big
a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
What do you have to be? 6'5"?
At least
6'5" and up.
Really?
With long arms.
With arms that are dragging, on the ground.
Really? So you need to
look at Jonathan Ogden when he played with Baltimore. That dude was huge, like all of 6'9", 320 pounds, and could just move.
Yeah, but look at Tony Mandridge. He was a bust.
Yeah. Okay. Anthony Munoz, 6'7".
But what about the kid that barely played football and he's the guy that we like from Philly, the left tackle?
Oh, Jason Mailata. Yeah, but he was a rugby player, so he had the feet to play that position.
And he's big.
Yeah, it's big, and he can sing. He's a singer.
Imagine heckling him.
No, he's a little bit too big for that.
And too fast. All right,
yeah.
So let's go around here with you. I'm going here. So Colin Johnson, wide receiver. What's up with that? You just put his name in there. We signed him.
That was the one that hurt his Achilles last year, and he was doing very well. He might have been a starter. He's like 6'5". I think he came from University of Texas, and he's playing really well. He probably would have been a starter, and he tore his Achilles, and he was done for the year. But they're going to expect they need a big receiver because all the other ones they have are 6 foot and under. Most of them are slot receivers. That they have signed. When I said with the last time, I was like, they've all got dollar store wide receivers. We signed a whole bunch of them. Like we're up to 13, 14 receivers we signed. And I guess you're going to throw them all in a bunch and figure, out which one, is not going to get hurt and who's going to play well. But, it is what it is.
Okay, so why does your mock draft say 1.0 and 2.0? What happened to 3.0 and 4.0?
Because that's at the bottom if you look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, there you go again. There you go. You can ready to say something before you did look.
That's because you definitely don't like using Excel.
No, I don't.
I was gonna say something else, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, peace to love, man. Peace of love.
It may get too difficult for me. All right.
Peace of love.
All right. So Joey, what we've been doing is Byron's been doing an incredible job every year. He goes through a mock draft. And then what happens is we do iterations of it. So he's changed already from his top 5. They go up and down. We also do a depth chart. So as we get closer, we want to get there. We also like to list them. By the way, for our listeners that are listening, we post the drafts, Byron's all the work with Byron's drafts, because those of you like fantasy football, check out what Byron's picking, right? Because those usually you get most points when you pick a draft guy who does really well, right? And the unknowns who score lots of points in fantasy football, I'm assuming gets a lot of points, right? I don't know fantasy football, but anyhow, we're gonna go over that in a few minutes, okay? And then so the Giants, so we got a center, we got they're practicing. That's good. They're in Arizona. Why did they go to Arizona? It's just warm.
Because let's think about it. What would you rather practice at?
And the temperature is dry, right?
Yeah, it's nice out there right now. This is a good time to go out to Arizona. You can get a lot done, out there. So that's a lot of those guys end up going out there training and doing all kinds of stuff in Arizona. And then they try to get out of it before the summer hits when it's 190 degrees out there. But it is what it is. And then up here in Jersey, you figure you don't know if it's going to snow, rain, tornado, earthquake, tsunami, super storm.
Not even that. If you're going to practice without mandatory practice, you want to practice in a nice area.
Yes.
Right. And I'm not saying that Jersey ain't a nice area. It's just not nice weather, right? At this time, it's too temperamental, right? It could be rainy, it could be hot, it could be cold. I mean, what are you going to do? right? And it's where were we in April? The beaches aren't even open. So you're better off going to Arizona or going somewhere. Miami's really hot, you know what I mean? Or it's cool and it rains, it'll start right now, not yet. In June, it starts raining every afternoon. So what else is going on over there in Giants camp? Any other changes happening?
No, nothing. We just getting ready for the draft. That's it.
I'm just telling you, I'm just trying to figure out who they were signed. All right, you're getting ready for the draft. All right, and all right, so Philly. I know you said Eric may be calling on Philly. What do you think about Philly, Dallas? I haven't heard any news on what's happening with Philly and Dallas and Washington. So
the only thing that's happening around here is with because the Philly has, I think, the 10th and like the 30th pick or something like that. And the 10th pick around here, they're thinking about, and they're throwing it out, the running back from Texas, Bijan Robinson, that they might select him. And that's big around here. Like all, the talk shows around here, they've been talking about it like for the last 2 weeks. And I was talking to Eric, earlier.
You said that's a running back, right?
Yeah, a very good running back. And if they pair him with Jalen Hurts, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for a lot of people.
Why did I hear Zeke may go back to Cowboys? I thought Zeke was already traded to Philadelphia, which is a stupid move.
Well, Zeke ain't going to Philadelphia. Well, because Santiago said something else saying that he might go back to Dallas, but he's going to
right. But I heard rumors was he was going to Philadelphia. I was like, why are they trading him in conference?
No, he's not a big trade.
It's not a trade. I think they released him.
They released him. Oh,
he could go anywhere.
He can go anywhere. So I think they were talking about
if Buffalo, you could go anywhere,
Bengals, and with
as opposed to as the team. If it was me, I'd go in conference.
Why?
Because I know who I'm playing against, right? And he's had success. It's not like he hasn't had success in conference. He's put up. Look, Zeke's got at least good 2 years.
And don't you think he'd want to stick it to the Cowboys and play him twice a year?
He knows their defense. He played against them in practice all the time. He's played against the Giants. He's run all over the Giants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you're playing against that, he's on the offensive side. He's not going to know what the defensive guys are doing all the time. They're going to know him better than he knows them.
That's true.
Yeah,
but I mean,
true. But
they're playing against each other in training camp.
Stay away from. He's playing.
Yeah, but you're not touching the running back. In training camp. He's pretty much he zip through, do whatever. He's going to run 40 yards downfield, hold the ball up. Come on, man, just come back with the ball so we can run another play. And it really doesn't get touched in practice.
I understand. But you got to admit, it's not like well, at least in my opinion, right? If I'm running back, there's not so much defensive changes Dan Quinn's gonna make, right? So at least I have a 50-60% understanding of the defense they're gonna run at. Right? Yeah, I go to a different conference. Right, I don't necessarily know all the defensive schematics they're doing. Right, that's the only thing I'm saying, and I think Zeke still has gas in the tank.
Yeah, but if he go, you think
he's not better than the guy you were mentioning. I'm just saying to you, if it was me, I'd go in conference.
Yeah, but if he wants to win that ring, because he's toward the end of his career, he's rushed for 8,000 yards or whatever he's rushed.
That's true.
Then you go to Cincinnati. That's where you go. You go to Cincinnati.
Yeah, Philadelphia was in the Super Bowl.
Philadelphia.
They've lost too many players. They're done. They're done.
Oh, snap. Wait till Eric comes on.
They're done.
So that's that. Then, all right, so we got that. Nothing else on the NFC East. Okay, so we'll move on. We're going to go to mock draft in a few minutes. I also hear that a rumor was that the Patriots were shopping around Mac Jones.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
So this is all about last year when Belichick had Patricia and the dude from the Giants as the coach. And they were horrible. Joe something, and they were horrible. And Mac Jones regressed horribly because he had McDaniels the year before and did really well with him. But Patricia is an idiot, and Mac Jones was upset, and he went outside the organization to get help on how to improve as a quarterback, and that really angered Belichick. And the reports are that he's still angry at Mac Jones about that. I don't blame him, But also, Bill Belichick really screwed that up by having some really poor choices for an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Well, if that is true, then in my opinion, that's just a dumb move on Belichick. He's great as a coach as he is. I don't want to diminish that. That's just a dumb move. Because how do you fault a player for wanting to get better when he feels he's not getting it from what you're giving him? How do you fault
the
him?
Patriot way? Patriot way.
Patriot way ain't working without Brady right now.
Well, he's used to doing things his
It
way.
ain't working without Brady.
Well,
He ain't
guess
made the
what?
playoffs. He didn't make the playoffs with Brady.
It's called the Patriot way, man.
Has he made the playoffs since Brady left?
Yes.
Yes.
He made the playoffs that one time with Mac.
That one time with Mac Jones, and
the very first year, right?
Yeah, I don't think they won a game, but they didn't make the playoffs.
Right. And he had a
They got
lousy
blown
Dolphin
out.
team, and he had a lousy Dolphin team, and he had a lousy Jet team. He doesn't have that now. They got a problem. Patriots are going to probably be in last place.
Bill Belichick is undoubtedly the best coach ever, but as an administrator and a general manager, he's terrible.
Yeah, no good.
And that's the problem. When you have the greatest quarterback of all time, you're going to look really smart. But now when you don't have that advantage, look at him now. And it's not just quarterback. He is. A lot of those players on that team are just not good enough. And he put them there. So that's on him.
That's one of the reasons Brady left. They weren't putting enough players around him
Exactly.
as he got older, number one. But I thought Mac Jones was a good fit. Mac Jones is smart. Mac Jones played well. So he digressed. Like you said, I didn't know the reason. So what you're saying is I'm going to take that as the reason. But he did look pretty decent. And the Patriots pride themselves on very smart players. Their playbook is double the size of the NFL's average playbook, right? So Mac Jones is a smart guy. So I just think, I think Belichick's time is coming due. I think it's time for him to start looking to retire. I think they were even having talks about Kraft was looking for Belichick's replacement. It's going to be tough. I think the Patriots are in for a problem for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did bring back the coordinator. What's his name? They used to be the head coach of Houston Texans. They brought him back as a coordinator. Man.
Yeah, I'm not a big of the Houston Texans. Anything about Houston Texans?
He was Houston. He left Alabama. He was the Alabama coordinator, and he's up there now.
Brian O'Neill.
Oh yeah, him, because he was the coach of Penn State also.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, him.
Who's him? What's his name?
I can't think of his name. Oh man, what are you guys in?
Oh,
we'll figure it out.
But also consider that Belichick is 19 wins away from the all-time coaching record of wins by Don Shula. So he's going to at least stick around for that. And that's going to take it's going to take more than 1 year. So whether that's going to be
wins for him, it's going to take him at least 3 years.
Ooh.
Man.
You might be right.
Think about it.
If
he wins 8 wins in the next 2 seasons, he needs a third season to get 19.
Exactly.
He's got to win. He's got to win at least, he's got to win 10. He's got to win 10 games a season.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to absolutely be mathematical, he's got to win. You're
right.
9,
yeah. I don't think he can pull 10, that off.
Right?
Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien. That's
there
it.
You go.
Brian.
Bill O'Brien is offensive
I said O'Brien.
Huh?
I said O'Brien.
You said Bill.
You said Bill.
I said O'Brien.
You said Bill.
Man,
go to the tape.
Go to rewind. Here, let me go. Let's go to YouTube. YouTube's usually delayed. I said O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien. There you go.
I don't even know if I said Bill. I know it was Brian. I said Brian O'Brien or something, but I think it's O'Brien.
You were close.
I know I was close.
Yeah, like with hand grenades. All you get to do is get close.
You're right. No, you did say Brian.
At least I was close, right? You
like a hand grenade.
You were distant. You weren't even in the field.
I didn't even know who he was, man.
Exactly.
I forgot the guy.
No, that's not true. You knew who he was. You didn't know the name. The big difference.
Okay.
So I just think the Patriots are in trouble for a while. Number one. Number two. So real quick, we'll stay with the AFC and let's move over to the draft and let's talk about Pittsburgh. So I run in last night at a networking event. Sure enough, I run into a fan, a Miami Dolphin fan, right? And young kid, smart kid, And I told him, I said, come on our show and so forth. Byron, let me tell you something, Joey. They are typical Dolphin fans. I said, please come on my show, but be prepared because I'm going to eat you up. Because Kevin, I love Kevin. Kevin, shout out to Kevin, my boy Kevin Tyree over there. I love you. You know I love your show. But personally, Byron, you've experienced South Florida fans. Dolphin fans are not objective. They're still picking. He picked the Dolphins to win the NFC East, the AFC East. I'm like, dude, based on what? He goes, well, look. I go, look, who are the quarterbacks? Rank your quarterbacks in your league. You got Allen, you got, let's say Rodgers, assume Rodgers is there. You got Mac Jones, and you got Tua. I go, that's it. And guess what was the statement he used that I got on Kevin last week? What was the statement that they always say about Tua? It starts with if.
Man.
Well, what is it, Byron?
If he stays healthy.
If he stays healthy.
He stays healthy. How are you going to a season stating that? You can't. And look, that statement is true. If he stays healthy. The statement that is if he stays healthy, they'll win. I'm not sure that that's true. What it's true to me is that you have to say if he stays healthy, which means he has a chance of not. You're not going into Kansas City saying if Patrick Mahomes stays healthy. He proved that not only did he get hurt, he played through it, and he doesn't normally just get hurt. Ben Roethlisberger, you didn't go into the season and say, if he stays healthy. You did later in his career, but not during his massive run. Right? No one's going into this year if Jalen Hurts stays healthy. No one's Daniel Jones. We're not saying if Daniel Jones stays healthy. You got to question if Dak Jones stays healthy. Dak Prescott, but you don't really say if he stays healthy. But he is a little bit injury prone these last couple of years. Is that a fair statement?
Oh, you're absolutely right. Tua is the most injury prone of basically any quarterback in the league.
So you can't predict the team with the hopes that a guy stays healthy. And I go back to what I said about the Nets. And I said this, I'm sorry, I'm redundant, Santiago, but when the Nets had Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, if they all stay healthy, they're going to win it all. You can't make that statement.
Come on now. Tua is taking classes on learning how to fall so he doesn't get, the head injuries again or all sorts of stuff. So as long as he's taking judo now, if he can't, do this, then at least he could beat somebody else up with the judo. So,
judo chop.
So he's going to do that move. You ever see Remember the Titans? Okay, you know the movie Remember the Titans with Washington about the team in I think Virginia, right? Yeah. And when it was the segregation, so the other quarterback got injured because there was a racist lineman at that time that let this superstar edge rusher come in and hammer the black quarterback. And so then they put in the white quarterback, Sunshine, and he's like, hey, man, I can't run this. I'm not used to running the veer. I'm a pass quarterback. Don't worry about it. But they used to make fun of him because he would do like Tai Chi and and he was from California. So he goes in, he calls the same, he goes, hey, let's run the same play. He goes, but he tells the guy, the tackle goes, let that guy come through. Let him come full speed. He's like, are you crazy? He goes, let him come full speed. Why? He did like a karate move on the guy, like he ducked and like dislocated the guy's star shoulder.
That's what Tua's gonna do, man.
That's my point. That's why I'm bringing
Tua's gonna do the same thing.
I'm bringing
Karate Kid
up for Tua to do the what do you call it? The wing? What do they call it?
The crane. The crane kick.
The standing crane. The standing crane.
Yeah, he's going to do a crane against Von Miller. We'll see how that works out.
Standing crane. Let's see how that works out. And the funny part in that movie was the other coach goes, hey, that's a penalty. He goes, what? On the quarterback? Are you kidding me? And so you just had to remind me of that story. So my point is he's saying that, and it's like typical of Dolphin fans that they say these kind of things that like, look, man, I'm sorry. If you're going to go into Aaron Rodgers, the AFC, right? I'm telling you, they got a chance of winning that conference and they're going to make the playoffs, period. right? And the only one he's really worried about competing is going to be Josh Allen. And Josh Allen and the Buffalo team just seem to take a downward spiral. And the Giants keep stealing players from them.
No, they stole the offensive coordinator, Brian Dable.
They took the defensive coordinator. Oh, they took several Buffalo coaches, and now they're taking some players. So it may be that they like Dable and they want to play with Dable. It may be like, and it also may be it's New York. Now, you winning in Buffalo is winning in Buffalo. You winning in New York, major change.
Be nice about Buffalo.
Why? It's no different in Buffalo or Green Bay, any place. You win in New York is going to be a big difference. Remember, Buffalo was in the championship 4 years in a row. That's pretty impressive. Giants win 2 Super Bowls, and they all get paid after playing football, right? So you win in New York, I wouldn't mind going there, and it's a good conference. I think they should be in. I mean, the NFC East is up for grabs every year, in my opinion, right? And I think the Giants are making the right moves, moving in the right direction. I like what they're saying. We just need our offensive line, like we said, and we need a receiver.
No, we need a cornerback too. Another one, a second corner.
Yeah, we need a cornerback. We need a lot, but the bottom line is we need a line, but we need at least a receiver though. We need to be able to put up the points, right? We got to. We can't be losing these games by 2 points. We can't lose. You know what I mean? We lost way too many games by less than a field goal, right? And then this, I'd rather get my butt kicked than losing by a field goal. So, all right. So, Joey, what's happening in Pittsburgh? My boy Tomlin, man. That's one of my favorite coaches. And I told you Brian Flores was a good move to go there. And it's a good move
but now he left for now he's a defensive coordinator of Minnesota. But yeah, it was
Minnesota. Isn't he for the Commanders?
No, it's Minnesota.
Why did I think
the guy from Kansas City Bieniemy went from Kansas City to the Commanders.
Bieniemy went to offensive coordinator. That's right.
That's another long story.
That's a whole other story.
But that gets him out of the shadow of Andy Reid, though. So, well, let's see what happens. I mean, if he does well offensively in Washington, you can't now use the excuse because Rivera is a defensive coach. So you can't use the excuse that the head coach is calling the plays. So either he's going to win or lose by his own sword. That's the bottom line, right? And Flores going to Minnesota is pretty good because Minnesota's team is pretty good.
Minnesota's defense sucked. If we put 35 points on them, horrible. But it is what it is.
Flores will help with that. He's a great defensive mind.
First of all, I think Flores is a great coach. Number one, head coach, defensive coach. He's a great coach. Number one. Number two, what was Minnesota's record last year, dude? They were like 14-3. They were.
They got so lucky.
They won a lot of one.
I don't care what luck or not. I asked what the record was. I didn't say whether it was luck or not. If I walk out of the casino with $5,000, I don't care if it was luck or not. Okay. So my question to you is, what was their record last year? It was impressive.
It was good
with a lousy defense.
Who'd they lose to in the playoffs though?
Oh, Byron.
Come on, man.
Tell me.
The Giants. Come on, man. Jeez.
Okay, they lost to the Giants. Okay, well deserved. My bottom line is the point of that is that if they won as many games as they won last year with lousy defense, Brian Flores is going to make that change. I'm still just not a Kirk Cousins believer, and I'm still not a Geno Smith believer. I'm happy they got paid, but I don't know if they're going to be able to repeat the success that they had.
I agree.
What's that? What'd you say, Byron?
They'll be fine. Geno's going to be. Run the ball, don't make mistakes. That's Pete Carroll's way, and play good defense.
You're right, but you don't make the Pro Bowl because all he did was run the ball, dude.
Oh, they had good receivers. They got a bunch. They got 2 or 3. I
understand that. So he's got to perform at least close. He doesn't have to make the Pro Bowl. He's got to perform, 85%, 80% as good as he did last year.
Yeah, that's all you're asking for.
That's all I'm asking for. And I'm concerned whether he's going to be able to do that or not. Right? That's it. That's all I'm coming from.
How about those Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, let's get to the Pittsburghs.
They are looking to get either a cornerback or offensive tackle. I think that's or maybe defensive line. That's what their targets are in the draft.
Man, I still remember I told you I still would love to just be, you know how they do the Hard Knocks on HBO? I would love to be with Pittsburgh that entire
that would be awesome.
I would love to just be with the Pittsburgh Steelers from the beginning to when they start all the way to the end of the season. In the cold, Byron. Okay. I would love to. I just would like to, first of all, Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. That organization I like to be around. And I would like to just be around Tomlin just to see what he does, what he thinks. And I'd work minute to minute with him because I ain't worried about working. I'll get up at 4 a.m. I'll work until midnight. But just something about Tomlin to have not a losing season in his entire career with the same team. Now, he's only won 1 Super Bowl, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's won only 1
2009. Yeah.
Yeah, he's won 1 Super Bowl, but
he was in 2 Super Bowls, but won 1.
Yeah, he's always been in it, and it's just a good team. It's weird how a coach wins 1 Super Bowl, but you still talk about him as well as what else you got going on Pittsburgh? Who's going to be your quarterback?
Kenny Pickett. This will be his 2nd year. They're very excited for him to take a jump. Right? He's a Pitt guy. Yeah.
And you got a receiver from Pitt too, I thought.
He's a New Jersey guy. Don't forget that part.
He is a New Jersey guy. That's right.
Jersey boy. Well, most of the Jersey boys go up to Pitt, go up to Pennsylvania, play ball. Where does didn't they get a receiver from Pitt too?
Well, his favorite receiver at Pitt was Jordan Addison, who is projected to go probably in the 1st round. So there's talk that because basically the Steelers have 2 picks. They have 1 pick at pick 17, and they also have pick number 32. So there's talk that maybe they'll get Addison because he has a connection with Kenny Pickett. We'll see.
I like that. Because you see it now, right? I mean, Jamar Chase gets the call from Burrow. We're coming for you. I mean, that's my favorite. I mean, it still gives me chills, right? To imagine being a year behind your quarterback that wins the Heisman, you win the national championship, right? And he calls you up to tell you, "I'm coming for you, bro." Byron, come on, man. That's got to be the greatest feeling to have someone in the NFL and he's his quarterback saying, "I'm coming for you." It's happened. Hey, look, didn't it happen? It's happened in Miami. It happened in Philadelphia, and it's working out.
I don't think Kenny Pickett has that kind of pull in Pittsburgh to say, hey, Jordan Addison, man, we coming for you. I don't think
he may not have that pick. But you don't know if Burrows had that. Let's say he didn't. He might have, but he's talked about it with the coaches, right? So Pickett may say, "Hey, listen, and not only that, the league is a copycat league."
Yeah, but Jamar Chase was a top 5 pick.
Jamar
Chase is a beast. I get
it, but it's a copycat league, and you got to admit that the quarterbacks that get their receivers from their same colleges they've done pretty well with them.
Yeah.
Yes or no? Yep. And that hasn't been the norm. This has only happened 3-4 years. Right? Where you're getting the quarterback and you're getting the receiver out of them. Right? You're getting that combination. They already know each other. And it's worked. Yeah. So I mean, that's if they got a shot, they should do it. Right? That's how I look at it. What do you got as running backs there? Who's your conference again? Who's in your conference again?
It's AFC North. That's the one with Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Baltimore.
That's a tough conference.
Baltimore still's got that mess with Lamar. So yeah.
Baltimore has a huge mess. Oh my goodness.
They're saying that he wants to. He may sit out.
He might just sit out. It sounds like he's done playing in Baltimore, which is crazy.
Well, he said goodbye to the fans.
Yeah. I think that's pretty definite.
That don't mean anything, but he still said goodbye to the fans. Number one, and number two, he's. I just don't understand why teams aren't going after him. Is it they don't want to pay him?
Because
Collusion.
It's collusion. There's so many factors with that
Why
Lamar
collusion?
Jackson thing.
Talk to me about collusion.
Well, Lamar Jackson wants a fully guaranteed contract like the one Deshaun Watson got.
Mm-hmm.
So, when that happened, there was basically a line in the sand. The owner said, we're not doing this anymore. So if they give Lamar Jackson the kind of contract that Deshaun Watson got, then everybody, Joe Burrow, Herbert, all the other, every quarterback after that is going to want that deal fully guaranteed. And owners are like, so there's that, but there's also this franchise tag thing where if he can negotiate with another team, but the Ravens have the right to match that deal. So other teams are saying, why are we going to do all this work to negotiate a contract when all he's going to do is just sign with the Ravens anyway? So there's that. There's so many things going on.
That's like the old adage of, you go to hire an employee, you pay him something, and then you ask him, well, let me ask you something. I'm going to pay you this salary. What happens if your company counters and offers you the same salary? What are you going to do?
Exactly.
And you know how many times that has burnt companies before?
Right.
And right. I know, and that's happened recently with somebody that I don't know, but I know that this person did it. They went to a company, said they were making like $15,000 more, said that she just didn't like the company. And it was this, and that. She went back to the company, told them this company, and the other company said that, hey, we normally don't pay people that, but we're going to do it for you. She goes back to the old company, says, look, this company's paying me this, I'm leaving. They matched it. And she calls the company, I'm staying. So all the reasons she said she wanted to leave was all bullcrap.
Right. It happens all the time.
Do you agree? If you hate a company, if you're not liking it, this and that, and someone's going to pay you that same amount, why would you stay with a company you don't like?
Right.
So it wasn't about all the other crap that person was saying. So
there's the other issue with Lamar Jackson where if you do work out a deal, you have to trade 2 first-round picks. Well, why would you do that before the draft? If you do that after the draft, then you could trade your next year's picks and the year after that. But if you work out a deal before, you have to trade this year's picks. So that makes you weaker this year.
So look, Byron, I know you like saying collusion and your reasons for it and so forth, but in my opinion, you may be right. But I think the Browns ruined it for everybody.
Yes, they did.
In other words, they ruined it for Lamar. Like Deshaun did not deserve to, get what he got. He did not with he had come in with his background, with all that. There should have been a principle of the thing. You know what I mean? He got more guarantee. He got more guaranteed than Patrick Mahomes.
The owner of that team wanted to make a splash. That's it. The bottom line, and he did. With the Cleveland Browns, and it was a foolish, mistake, and everybody else is going to pay for it because.
I don't see how the owners don't rally. Like how the owners usually rally about something. How they don't rally around something like that? You just messed everything up. Because now,
they are. That's what's going on. Is they're saying, okay, that was a one-time thing. We are never doing that again.
Yeah, but rally around by doing something to the owner of the Browns.
What can they do to him? Nothing.
I don't. If I knew, I'd give you the answer. I don't know. I'm just saying to you that he ruined it. I mean, Lamar Jackson's a great quarterback, and he could be impactful on any team he goes to.
It's got to be a certain
no,
team.
He's that good. He's that good,
Byron,
but
you have to you have to run an offense.
How would Lamar? You're right. How would he do in San Francisco?
Oh, he would do awesome.
He would crush it in San Francisco.
This
you got McCaffrey, you got him, you got the receivers, you got everything you possibly need. They would be definitely Super Bowl contenders.
This notion that he's only a running quarterback or that he can't pass or something like that, that's just wrong. He threw for 36 touchdowns one year, the year he won MVP. The reason why is because of that offense that was in Baltimore that was all run heavy. And also Baltimore never bothered getting a good wide receiver. So he didn't have anybody to throw to besides that tight end Andrews.
Well, the story behind everything was saying that Baltimore, and I said this last time, Baltimore's MO was winning, right? Was never winning with a prolific quarterback. right? So they
Play
don't know
defense,
how.
run the
They don't
ball.
know. Yeah, great defense. Win defense. Control the ball on offense. Right. I don't think they know how to handle. I don't think Harbaugh knows how to handle a superstar quarterback like this kid.
Well, I mean, Lamar is
Harbaugh is a
unique.
good quarterback. I mean, Harbaugh is a good coach. Right.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
I just don't know if he can. If that's a good match, that quarterback for that coach. Like you put Lamar Jackson on Pittsburgh, they're good. Because Tomlin can, I think Tomlin can coach anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just fascinating. It's fascinating to see whether he'll actually stay with Baltimore or go somewhere else, and if he does leave Baltimore or sit out, and what does that say? I mean, at some point, Baltimore is going to need a quarterback. Who are they going to get? There's no one out there right now unless they trade for someone.
I don't think they need a quarterback, dude.
No, Huntley is not it.
I'm just saying to you but look who they won their championships with. Flacco and who was the other Flacco and who's the other guy?
Dilfer.
And Dilfer.
But look,
people don't even the kids today don't even know who those people are.
Yeah, but look what they had on defense. They won because of the defense.
It was one of the best defensive of all time.
But it was. But they've been good defensively since Harbaugh's been there.
But not like that Super Bowl.
There's a big difference between it being Super Bowl defense and being a good defense.
And that was 20 years ago. Things are way different now.
You don't go into a Baltimore game without thinking they're going to be playing defense. Period. Regardless whether Ray Lewis is there or not there. Right? You are expecting to play against a good defensive team every time you play Baltimore. So I'm just saying to you, when I say they need a quarterback, obviously every team needs a quarterback. They just need a quarterback that can just control the game, right? That's all.
It's called a game manager.
They need a game manager, and that's it. And it's no different than the Giants. I think Daniel Jones could be better than a game manager, but right now he needs to play game manager and then let his skills start coming up, right? But we'll see what happens. All right, what do you think about Tyreek Hill and stating that after his contract? So contrary to exactly what you guys were talking about Aaron Rodgers, like you don't know what's going to be happening with Aaron Rodgers. You trade for this guy, you pay him his money, he's going to last 1 year. Now you trade for Tyreek Hill, you're paying him all this money, and he's lasting for 3 years.
I mean, he is 29, and when the contract's up, he'll be 31. That's old for a wide receiver, especially one that's unique like him that only depends on speed because he's so small. He's going to lose a step.
He's that old?
He is 29 right now. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize he was that old now.
And this last year, he's going to make $31 million.
No, he's not going to get that $31 million. I'm sure they're going to slash that a little bit.
Oh, really? I thought he's guaranteed the $31 million.
Yeah, guaranteed to slash it. They're not going to pay any wide receiver that kind of money. That's last year.
Really? How do they slash it?
They just come in and just, hey, let's tear this up and
renegotiate. We want to restructure whatever.
Yeah, and we're going to give you more in bonus, and then this is what your salary is going to be for the year. That's it.
So let me ask you a question. To come to think about that, because this is the first thing that came to my mind, which kind of is good for the league and could be bad for the league. But if you think about it, the kind of money that these players are making today, they can afford to only play 10 years and get out. They're making so much money that, it's not like they got to continue playing. Like, poor Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had to pay 3 or 4 more years because he didn't have enough money. I mean,
his house burned down too. That didn't help.
Well, whatever the deal is, but there's a lot of players that, the guys in the broadcast booth, Charles Barkley, and those guys that are superstars made the kind of money these kids are making today. I mean, these guys are making legacy money for a legacy.
Yeah, but not all of them. It's a very small percentage that are getting that kind of money. It's a lot of them that don't get,
true.
The $20 million and $30 million. It's a lot of them that don't.
No, you're right. But dude, what's the average salary in the NFL now? $900,000, $1 million?
Yeah, but if you're only going to play, what is the average career? 3 years?
I don't know what the average is now. It used to be 3. Linemen were 3. Past that was 5.
It's still 3 or 4 years. It's not long. That's not long to make, $1 million each year. Then you figure, between, we talked about this before with taxes and this and stuff. A lot of those guys don't invest that money. What do? The first thing they do, hey, let me go get a car.
And a watch.
That big house. Let me go buy that 5,000 square foot house that I got to heat. I got to put air conditioning in. And the next, all that money's gone. That money, they don't think,
MC Hammer.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them like that.
It happens a lot, unfortunately, that they spend all their money because
that's why you NFL players, you athletes, you want to come see Victor Rocho on Valuable Assets. And let me show you how to store your money so you can make uninterrupted compounded interest for life and have it asset protected, bankruptcy protected, IRS protected, lawsuit protected. Let me show you how to hold on to your wealth, just like the Rockefellers. Now, let me ask you a question, gentlemen. You know who the Rockefellers are, right?
Yes.
Do you know who the Vanderbilts are?
Yes.
Okay. Which one of those two are broke?
Neither.
Vanderbilt.
Really?
No money in Vanderbilt. The only thing they own is that castle. They spent all their money there. Rockefeller had it in the trust and built it around a policy. And, every time somebody dies and somebody's born, they buy a policy into the trust right into them. Rockefeller is known to be saying, own nothing, control everything. So all the stuff was in the trust. And that's what happens. Guys who, they put their stuff. Why do you think look at Mandritz and what was his name? Bosworth. Those guys, they made their money off an insurance policy. They didn't make it off of the NFL. So,
interesting.
Yeah. The Vanderbilts. I mean, Anderson Cooper's in Vanderbilt. There's no money. There's no they don't have
I'm sure he's got plenty of money being on TV.
He's got money now, but he didn't when you're born into the Rockefellers, you instantly got money. You're born into Kennedy's, you instantly got money, right? But anything happened with the Commanders in the sale and Magic Johnson?
Nothing.
You got to give Magic Johnson credit. Let me tell you.
How did he get all this money?
Magic Johnson?
Starbucks?
No, not Starbucks. He's brilliant. He decided to do development in urban cities, in rough areas, and he brought Starbucks and anchor stores and he started with movie theaters. And what he did is he did, in my opinion, what I know, and I could be wrong or slightly off, he kind of did some grassroots, and Magic Johnson, one is a well-known figure. So he's got that power and authority. And he said, look, if you want good things in your cities, you got to take care of them. Like you can't, why does Starbucks want to come here or movie theaters want to come here if you're going to trash it and graffiti it? So he started building anchor malls, anchor stores, and that's how he made his money, and then he still makes money on endorsements. He's got, that's got to, by the way, I'll never forget, when Magic Johnson came out, when he had HIV, I'll never forget that I heard this sports reporter say, I love my job, but sometimes I hate my job. And what he meant by that was that you're enamored by these players and you can't wait to meet them. And then when you meet them, you wish you never met them because now your perception of them has totally changed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They say don't meet your heroes.
And then he goes on to talk about Magic Johnson. And Magic Johnson was the same thing. Couldn't wait to meet him. But man, he goes, and when I met him, he was better than I expected. That's how nice and genuine and kind of a person he is, right? So Magic Johnson, she's got that, Barkley's the same. They got that kind of enamor about them. You know what I mean? That they're nicest. Now Michael Jordan is just a brilliant businessman, right? But he's also not known for being as the kindest, gentle person as Magic Johnson and Barkley. I think Barkley and him, he's all mad at him and Barkley are now not friends, I understand, right? Because Barkley. I
heard that.
Barkley just made a legitimate comment. He goes, the Bobcats are better without Michael Jordan. Is that a fact or not?
Yeah, Michael holds a grudge.
Yeah,
For
Michael holds a
decades.
grudge. He goes, but,
Yeah,
you
for
know, but
decades.
Michael, I don't understand why he's going to be mad at that when it's a fact. They never make the playoffs. They're not a good basketball team. I go, and then to boot, you made $1,000. So what your buddy said?
He
He
Michael
made a
Jordan.
lot of money. What are you buying him for? 200 something million?
Yeah, now he's gonna make almost $2 billion or whatever they're
$2
selling it.
billion on it. You know, Barkley, you're right. I'm the worst owner that made the most money. I wish I was that dumb. Right? So, I mean, I don't understand it. But Magic Johnson, it was really nice to hear that because you hate hearing when you meet your hero that or somebody you want to meet. And think about it, you're a sportscaster. You want to meet these people, and then you run into them, and man, they weren't people I really want to meet. You hear that a lot about comedians and actors too. Right?
Yeah.
Like I heard things about Will Ferrell and this and that, and they look, and then they're just not nice people when you meet them in person.
Yeah,
right?
that's the saying. Don't meet your heroes because you're going to be disappointed usually.
Well, the funny part was, and we'll start wrapping up with this. When I was living in Dallas, I was right by Valley Ranch, and there's a I don't know if it's still there, but there was a bar owned by Tony Dorsett, Alfredo Roberts, and two of the Dallas Cowboys. They were all nice. Tony Dorsett was nice. Alfredo Roberts was super nice. A lot of the linemen were nice. But and then I would run into other players, and I was talking to someone else that was a Dallas fan, and they were like, I go, man, it's pretty cool. He goes, oh yeah, he's a rookie. Give him 2 years. Like that. Like I'm not there a long time. I was there for a year or so. So I'm there all the time. But they're like, oh, he's a rookie. Oh, they're super nice. They're nice as rookies. Once they get through 3 years in the league and they get that contract, they ain't the same people.
Yeah.
Totally different people. So, all right. So thanks again, Joey. Joey, wants to tell us when your show is and what day and time and how they can find you?
Okay, I'm the Donut Bag. Just search for the Donut Bag wherever podcasts are out. Usually do a couple of shows a week. They usually come out Mondays and Wednesdays.
All right, cool. Byron, I'm sorry we didn't get to your mock draft, but we kind of.
Are you killing me? So next week it'll be 5.0.
Yeah, and I'll fix it up for you. And we're getting close to the draft, so we got to get them going. What changed though? Because it's not a lot changed in the top 25.
Probably like the quarterback. I've been going back and forth as far as with the quarterback being taken.
All right, come
Which
on.
one?
We'll give it.
Between Bryce Young and CJ Stroud.
Let's give it a little bit of time right here. All right, so where am I at? Here's 3.0.
3, and the other one's on the other side. There you go.
So you still got Bryce Young. By the way, Bryce Young is going back. I heard he was going back to Alabama though.
What?
For what?
I heard he's going back for senior year. He pulled out of the draft.
Yeah, it's a little late now.
What do you mean a little late?
No, a little late now.
Let me see.
He's got an agent and everything.
I'm telling you, I don't trust these damn tweets and stuff I get.
They'll stop looking at the tweets.
Well, the thing is, they give me breaking news, and half the time it says it's Adam Schefter, and I don't trust any of his things.
No, he ain't going back to school now. He's got an agent, and he's went through the whole process.
Who do you have for the Steelers?
Wherever Victor's got it toward the bottom. I don't. What number are they? 17? I can't see it.
17. Yeah,
Joey
that's
Porter
the guy.
Jr.
There, Joey Porter. Yep.
That's the guy that everybody is talking about because his dad played for the Steelers. So the logical conclusion is, oh well, we'll get his son.
Bring his son home. Bring him home.
Bring him home. He was when he was a little boy, when he was just a baby, he was playing in the Steelers locker room. And imagine if he was drafted by the team that he played as a baby.
That would be great for him.
What a wonderful story.
Come home.
Come home.
Is
Come
Joey
home,
Porter
Joey.
still alive?
Yeah. His
Yeah.
father?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he is.
And his father number 50.
Number 55.
Okay, 55. Was he with Harrison and all those guys? Was he or
Yeah.
before them?
No, he
A
was
little bit before them.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was
A little bit. He was like 2005 to 2010, something like that.
You got Carter at 8. Did you have him anywhere different?
Cool. Jalen Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 9 on and moved up one.
I have a bad feeling that guy's going to be a bust. Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
I got a bad feeling that he's too cocky. He needs to be a little bit humbled.
You got Richardson coming back up.
Did you see what our Giants got? Keep going to the Giants. Keep going. There we go. A cornerback.
Oh, that's a really good cornerback. That's another one that's rumored to go to the Steelers.
Man, anybody from Alabama on defense is a good pick too for Dallas.
That branch is supposed to be really good too.
And he can play safety or the slot.
He could play all over the place. Yeah.
And look at this, Kansas City with a receiver.
But I see our guys, the Giants, trading down. If they're going to pick a center, I wouldn't pick a center at 25. I would trade down with Kansas City, nice trade partner. Pick up a couple of extra picks and then go ahead and pick that center that you want.
Yeah.
But a center at 25,
So
I agree.
Okay, let me see. Let's see what we got here. Okay. CJ Stroud's a quarterback, right?
Yes.
You know how I'm a quarterback. Okay. Edge, QB, edge, defensive line, edge. Wow, look at the defense. Running back. Okay, look at finally offensive lineman, number 11. Offensive tackle.
There was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, this is real solid. This is basically what I see in a lot of the mock drafts of where people will go. So this is solid.
4, right? 4 at 31.
I don't know about Levis at 16. I don't know. I mean, it would make sense if Washington got a quarterback.
He dropped. We had
like number 4 before.
We had him up there. We had him up there really high.
I heard he did really poorly in like interviews and stuff. That's
everybody said that.
Yeah.
On the last shot, I think Andre said that.
Well, he wanted it. He was real high on him, Andre. Like real high on Levis.
He was. He had him.
I think that Anthony Richards is a wild card, but I agree he'll probably go top 5.
But when they say he did bad at interview, what do you mean he did bad on an interview?
He was asked things like, why didn't your team do as well? Why didn't you do as well? And apparently he blamed everybody but himself. Like there was always some excuse for why something didn't happen. It's like
that is the number one thing a quarterback cannot do.
Exactly.
And the other quarterback. The other one that's going to sneak up there and might pop up, Herndon Hooker from Tennessee.
That's a good one. He would be top 5 if he didn't get hurt.
He didn't get hurt. So
that's totally somebody you could see somebody taking a chance on.
What I always hear about quarterbacks, the number one phrase they're supposed to, well, not supposed to, but good quarterbacks who say, if we win, it's because of the team. We lose, it's my fault.
Yeah. Well, this
exactly. That's what you're supposed to do. But
this guy flipped it.
Yeah.
He kind of flipped it. All right. Well, again, don't forget to subscribe to all our channels on YouTube, on Spotify, on Twitter. We always have things going on at the Sportscast. Please go to our website, go to YouTube. We are here every Thursday at what time, Byron? How many fingers?
8 o'clock.
There we go. He's got to change 8 o'clock. Yeah, just subtract 1 finger. There you go. 8 o'clock.
There you go.
8 o'clock. So Eric, then we got to hurry up before Eric comes on. We'll be on here till 11 o'clock. I like Eric, though. I like when he comes on. He brings a lot of good fire. Joey, I really appreciate you joining our show. You're always welcome. Byron, great job, as always, with the draft. We got the depth chart coming up. We got the draft coming up on April 27th, right?
8 o'clock.
I may be able to make it. That may be the first draft I missed since we're on the pick.
You're killing.
I'm at it. Man, it's terrible. I'm at a conference all week in Cancun.
Oh, well, let's see. Cancun or
poor baby. Poor baby. I'll take Cancun.
Yeah, I'll take Cancun.
Yeah, so I better get some business out of it. But anyhow, yeah, it's a conference in Cancun. So, and I think it's from the 24th all the way from like Monday all the way through Saturday. And the draft is on Thursday, right?
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday.
I
Friday, and
miss
Saturday.
Saturday drafts, man.
Me too. I wish they would do that
Do you
again.
know that we're gonna wrap the show up? Do you know that my routine on down here, Byron, for when the draft was on Saturday, I would go. It would start early, right? I would go to Don Shula's Sports Grill in Miami Lakes, right? And they had like what's his name? One of the newscasters that played. I can't remember his name. And they would have Bo Camper would be there. They would have like some of the professional guys. They would have shows, and I'd have some good food. And I'd either go by myself or I'd take my son. And it was literally like a Saturday holiday for me.
Was it expensive food?
No, it was a sports bar. It was pretty good. I mean, you start getting steak and stuff later on because there's Shula's Steakhouse. That's expensive. This was Shula's Sports Grill, right on the golf course, and it was awesome. They would raffle tickets, and it was like a day of the draft. Thursday is good because of our show. We do it, but it's kind of tiring.
But it's just one round and it takes forever.
You know,
I agree. I love that
on
Saturday.
on a Thursday night. It's tiring,
Especially with the Giants are picking 25, man. They're gonna get to like 10:30.
Oh, at least maybe 11:30.
What are you talking about? You saw my face when they were number 11 and they changed that pick on me.
Yeah, I thought your head was gonna explode.
I wanted to do. I was about to toss my cookies with all the Italian food I was eating. That was terrible, 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 terrible. Well, we're looking forward to it. The season comes quick. It goes fast and it comes quick, right? And then what did Eric want to talk about? Embiid, MVP?
Yeah.
You know, but how are they doing? They're still
Doing well. I think they're third or whatever. You know, as far as the playoffs concerned, I don't think Embiid should be MVP with his big 7'2" flopping on the ground. So,
who do you think should be MVP?
Not him.
Giannis. I love him.
Yeah.
Anybody but Embiid. And and to throw this at Eric, because I didn't tell him earlier, Moses Malone would have ate Embiid up.
Who?
Moses Malone would have destroyed Joel Embiid.
I saw Moses Malone down the shore at one of the places in Belmar or whatever with a young lady. That was one of the biggest men I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
I mean, his shoulders literally took up like 3 lanes. I mean, he was just massive.
And went straight from high school to the NBA.
NBA.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, okay, one more topic I want to talk about here. So I don't want to end it, especially with sports court. The women's basketball. What do you think, about, the Angela Reese situation and the Caitlin, what's Caitlin's name?
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Caitlin Clark. Okay. I just don't like the way first of all, I think Caitlin Clark has handled it well. Like she just tried to keeps brushing it off. She doesn't want to get into it. Right. I think Angela Reese didn't do anything wrong. I think Caitlin Clark did it when she wasn't even in the championship. And she did it several times. Yeah. And then Caitlin Clark took offense to it because she did it against her own SEC conference. You know
but it wouldn't have been an issue if certain, first lady hadn't got on there and said what she said, because now we're getting into, the participation trophy generation where everybody gets to show up, for, an award where it's basically for LSU. They've never done that before. So why would you want to invite the other team? That's what started.
Well, that's a second story.
Thing.
To me, that's a second story. The second story there is, I just think that's I'm not a fan of the administration, so don't get me into politics.
Yeah, just keep going.
Don't get me into politics. I'm not a fan of administration.
It has nothing to do with it. Keep going.
But to me, that's adding gas to a fire, right? Because let's start with the first issue. The first issue was it really wasn't the first issue, but they made it a first issue. First issue was Angela Reese doing this, and then the ring to Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
But Caitlin Clark did that in the game against LSU.
Exactly.
South Carolina.
She
right?
gave. Hey, she gave it,
against
so she's going to have to take
Alabama,
it.
and she's got to take it back. And Caitlin Clark didn't bother Caitlin Clark.
No.
No,
But why is it bothering everybody else? And they made it an issue, and now, to me, now you're making it a race issue, right? And don't do that. You just don't ruin it. Because in my opinion, you know how I feel about women's basketball, Byron. To me, that is the ultimate team sport. They play better team basketball than men's basketball. That's a true team sport, women's basketball. They share the basketball. Outside of the Warriors and say maybe the Miami Heat, right, that have learned how to play that way, women's basketball has always played great team basketball. They play excellent fundamentals, and they play excellent team basketball. So when you're winning a championship and you just disrespected my conference team, you disrespected the coach who's two-time champion, who's an excellent coach from Philly, right? Now, Caitlin Clark, it's in the heat of the moment. Byron, in basketball, sport, we talk a lot of trash, man.
But the guys do it all the time. The guys do it all the time. But when a young lady, when he did
it all the time. Right?
We're not used to women doing this.
Over stuff.
No.
And you know what? I was just talking to a young lady I work with. She didn't realize. They said, this, Byron? They said Larry Bird was the biggest trash talker. That even the brothers were like, man, this guy talks a lot of smack. And when you see Larry Bird, he can barely talk. He didn't say anything. But on the court, they said he was the worst. Yep. He was talking. And he goes, for a guy who couldn't run and a guy who couldn't jump, he out-talked Michael.
Bird was one of the greatest of all time. Come on.
He talked a lot of smack, and you wouldn't think that about Larry Bird. Like when I told this young lady, obviously she wasn't around when Larry Bird was playing, but he talked a lot of smack. These guys, and then as a defensive player, you're always talking smack. Offensive players have a harder time talking smack because they're thinking a lot more time. But as the defensive back, I had to get in the head of a receiver that was taller and faster than me. Right? I had to make fun of his route. I had to hit him. I had to say, well, you nervous about the ball? I had to do whatever I had to do to get in his head to get him off his game. Byron, you were a lineman, right? Defensive lineman. Don't tell me you weren't talking smack to that offensive lineman.
Never.
Really?
Never.
You were a good guy?
Yes, I was.
Are you telling the truth or you're making a joke?
I am telling the truth.
All right, well then I would agree. I would say you're a good guy, but come on. Lawrence Taylor talked smack the whole game.
And you know what the problem is at? Stop him. If you stop him, you don't have anything to say.
Yeah,
exactly.
They didn't stop
him. That goes for anybody. Stop him.
If
you don't want him to talk, stop me.
Caitlin Clark, she was talking smack, and then they stopped her and they gave it right back. So nobody has any problem with
this. She put up 30 points. She played.
Oh, she's amazing.
Look at. She didn't lose that game.
No, she didn't.
Okay.
But her team did.
Iowa didn't lose the game. No. The bench from LSU won the game. The girl who averaged 8 points a season, she put up 20. The amount of points that girl put in extra was almost the difference in when they won by. You understand? And then that last three she threw at halftime, she threw a bank shot and threw it up and went in. So God bless them. The bench outscored Iowa's bench by like 20-something points.
Yep.
They were on, and not only that, the game was high scoring for men's basketball.
The second highest scoring game all time.
But in men's basketball, they 100 to what? It was a 180-point game?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, I lost the bracket one year because I picked the two teams would score around 80 apiece, right? And that's 160, not realizing it was college. And I only lost because I was at a tie because college never scored average 80. They would score under that. You understand? So I lost on the over. Those two teams put up points, but the LSU bench crushed it, man. They put up, how many points did the bench put up? Like 30?
It was a lot.
That's a lot of points. And that one girl, she was on fire from threes. You know what I mean? But I think, and by the way, Caitlin Clark also, and look, she's a great player. I'm not saying anything bad about her. She also dissed the player that was going to shot. She said, go ahead, shoot it. So she, they were giving it back and forth, and Angela Reese was giving it to Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin Clark has been respectful, hasn't said anything, and Angela Reese hasn't really put the fire to it. But the fire has been when the first lady decides to invite both teams. Why would you do that? There's already a controversy. There's already a controversy between the two players, right? Already controversy. In addition to that, there's a controversy of you making a big thing because an African-American person is saying something and you didn't say anything when the white basketball player said anything. And I'm not picking and choosing anything else, right? But people were making that up. Why gas to the fire by inviting both teams? When you never did that in the history of sports.
Yeah, it's such a participation trophy kind of crap thing.
Do you agree the Super Bowl's a bigger game than that? You don't invite both teams to the White House.
No.
Right. And good for Reese for saying, screw you, I don't want to go to the White House.
Yeah, but the athletic department said they're going. They accepted it.
But she doesn't have to go if she doesn't want to go.
She doesn't have to go. Right. The other thing is, Byron, what I don't understand is that the college girls have to play 4 years before they can go to the NBA, WNBA.
They do?
That's what I was reading. Yeah. Like Caitlin Clark's coming back next year. Angelisa's got to come back next year.
Yeah, but look at the NIL. I bet you they're making more money staying in college than they would in the WNBA.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize the average NBA they only make like 80,000, 100. They make the highest paid player I think makes under $200,000.
Yeah. So they're getting paid down there at LSU. So why leave?
I think the girl was Caitlin Clark was like $2 million in NIL.
Yeah, why leave?
Good for them.
Hey, you want me to leave? You want me to stay a 6 year? Yeah, I'll stay.
Seriously, take some graduate courses.
But let me tell you something. You got
to go for my master's degree.
First of all, Angela Reese played a good game, man. She had a double. She played a good game, and man, that's one pretty lady. Let me tell you, she's a pretty basketball player.
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm just saying she's a pretty She's a pretty lady. I mean, I'm giving her props.
You wouldn't say that about Joel Embiid. That's a good-looking guy. I mean, we don't say that.
No,
you know what's gonna happen now?
But wait a second. But Rick Fox was a good-looking dude.
Yeah, he was. That's
a
handsome man.
You really want to go?
I don't like Rick Fox, man. He got that good hair.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
He got that good hair. He does.
That good hair.
Jimmy Garoppolo's a good-looking dude.
Oh man, that's a real good looking guy.
I hate that guy too, man. He got good hair too.
Very handsome.
Byron hates everybody. Okay, let's see. He's a good looking bald guy. Michael Jordan's a good looking guy.
Michael Jordan's a good looking guy.
Boris Kojo.
Oh yeah, that's a good looking dude. He's bald. Oh my, the baddest dude on the planet, Telly Savalas.
Really?
You don't think he was a badass dude, bro?
Who loves you, baby?
I'm gonna top that. Ving Rhames.
Okay.
Oh,
man.
Yeah. I think he's a good looking dude. You know?
Come on, man. He was a rugged looking guy. Rugged.
Vin Rain was he was a big old boy.
That's a guy that's the voice of Arby's, isn't it?
Oh, you know
we have the meats.
Bruce Willis is a good looking bald guy.
Who?
Bruce Willis.
You know he's from Jersey, another Jersey guy, Penn Grove.
Yeah, he went.
Really?
He went to Montclair State.
Really?
Yeah. They went to Montclair State. I heard stories about it. He used to walk around all the time. I'm gonna be a movie star. He would wear like what are those smokers jackets, talk smack. He predicted it.
And Penns Grove has the best Italian restaurant I have ever been to, the Paulo's.
Where?
Penns Grove has the Paulo's and Penns Grove.
Penns Grove what?
New Jersey.
Oh, really? I gotta go.
Oh, yeah. Fabulous. I had my retirement party there.
Well, I gotta check it out. Besides, I got to determine if you got good taste in Italian food.
I have good taste in Italian food.
I don't know. You make beef jerky ribs.
Who? Beef what?
Jerky chicken or ribs?
Jerk chicken, man. Jerk chicken, man.
Jerk
that ain't got nothing to do with Italian, man. Come on.
All right. So, well, gentlemen, we went off on a tangent. We went from women's sports to good-looking girls to
good-looking guys.
To good-looking guys. There, they were like, "What kind of show is this?" Hey, welcome to Jersey Boy Sports Talk. We talk all things sports, all things all around. God bless everybody. Throw a blessing. Again, blessing to my stepdad passed away. He's viewing and funerals this Monday. I'll be up there.
I'm so sorry.
I'll be out of pocket. And then David Cave. God bless Joey. Thank you for joining our show, Byron. As always, thank you for all the stuff that you do, and the beautiful Jones family. It's our reunion this year, so I'll be up there. So we'll get together because I got to be up there. I'll probably be up there for a while because one of my George Grooms is 60th birthday's coming up. So
Really?
I'll be there.
George?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to be there for his birthday, then our reunion. Then I'm going up I'll be in Jersey several times, I think, this year. So we'll get together because I'm going to go.
Make sure you check with me first, before we let you in the state, because you're.
First of all, you're in Philadelphia, so you lost your card.
No. I go over there all the time.
Number two, you were a sheriff. Benny was a trooper, so I got access. Exactly. So I got a little bit of juice left over there. All right. Well, you have a good night. Thank you very much. I thought this was a good show. We had some fun. You had fun, Joe?
Yes. Thanks.
Right, awesome.
Always. Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we welcome anytime. Byron, as always, I love you and the Jones family, your sisters. Tell everybody I said hello. God bless. 8:00 next Thursday. Join us. Peace. Valuable assets. Don't forget. YouTube, Victor Orocho. Bye.